The receptors in my eyes aren't going to recover after the lifting mods. The degeneration's spreading, and my perception continues to atrophy. It's now been 2 years since the experiments, a little over a year since moving to the convent. Convent is too nice a word. All the veterans pretend that they haven't come here to die, but I have more sense than that. I feel the weight of time in my thoughts. New habitat, seemingly new lands, same surly mind, same weary body. But all that is unthought still remains, only out of frame, inaccessible materially. If only I could get to it. I can feel a presence, but I have no way of knowing. I can barely make out where my body ends. It is a kind of penetration beyond the veil of the flesh. It's a lonely thing. There's such an air of inevitability. My body doesn't seem mine at all. I surrender to it and try to recall my own presence, to feel what's there. All the other people feel like this too. We're all just felt things thought. And every sense is boring, as if repeated in 1,000 mirrors. I'm plagued with the look of the first-time traveler, eyes smarting with dust. I think of the lab in the convent, so distant in the night, it seems impossible that two places so far apart could exist at the same moment. And, where I'm not sure, I fall asleep. I went on with the book I'm reading, and I realized that for the last 20 pages, I've been looking at the letters as though they were pictures. I write, but really I'm doodling all over the white paper, and all the doodles together become the sketch of an elephant. I shade it in, and in the end it turns into a mammoth. Then I lose my temper with the mammoth and tear it up. Why a mammoth every time, you baby? I tear up the mammoth, the bell rings. Maria Morella. I run to open the door before the landlady can appear at the barred toilet window and start shouting. Maria Morella would be frightened off. One day, the landlady will die, strangled by thieves. It's written down, there's nothing anyone can do about it. She thinks she can save herself by not going to open the door when they ring, but it's a pointless precaution. The typesetters have already prepared the headline, Landlady Adelaide Brigetti, strangled by unknown killers, and are waiting for confirmation to lay out the page. I can feel her more clearly now. I want to put a hand on her shoulder, but the hand would hardly feel like mine, swollen almost, as if we were touching each other through a layer of water. We're underwater. We fumble with vague sensations. The mammoth roams about the room. Now an image finally comes. We're smoking, sitting face to face. The cigarettes are huge between our fingers, like things held underwater, big sunken eggs. When I imagine her sailor's beret and heart-shaped mouth, those bits, so vivid, it makes me nauseous. But only in bits do things seem sharp. I remember flying, running after each other, playing with gritted teeth, love, a scratching, biting, longing for one another, punching too, on the shoulder, then a weary kiss. That's just how it is. Everything we've been told has been wrong. Been told all sorts of things, but all wrong. And our experiences, all imprecise. And yet, humans trust the things we're told, not the experiences. That's why we're all so wrong-headed. It's in the things you read, Things they whisper in your ear from when you're a little boy. You learn that transmission is more important than anything else, the aim of everything else. I realized that no one ever really got it, and no one ever really will get to it, yet you're always expecting it. Years ago, I'd changed my age on my identity card because I wasn't old enough, and I went to a woman in a brothel. The brothel was at 15 Rue de Last, and the woman was called Betsy. I was young and she was so big and hairy. I couldn't go through with it, so I ran away. I paid what I had to pay and ran away. Down the stairs, I had the impression that everybody came out of their rooms to look at me and laugh. The thing is that as soon as I was home, that woman became a thought, something mental, and I wasn't afraid of her anymore. And I began to want her terribly. Everything became a strange symbol. The spacing of the dates hanging from the tufts on the stalks, the strange patterns in the gravel of the paths, lymph pooling below tired eyes, emotions so close to the surface. I try moving my lips for her. Sometimes when you speak, there's an echo. It drives you crazy. Maybe you have to become a father to get to the real sense of everything. Or a prostitute. I try to ask her, what if you thought of it now, consciously? If you thought what you know from it? I can almost make out her voice now. When I see a boy holding a cigarette, I imagine the cigarette was my body instead, lounging between his fingers, to be open
and be so perfectly abandoned.
She's a nice girl. I'd like to give her a kiss. But I think that if I kissed her, I'd think of kissing the thought of her, and she'd think of being kissed by the thought of me. So I do nothing about it. She couldn't really understand why I got up then and said that the last cable car was about to leave. Because it was a place you got to by cable car. And going over the pylons, you felt yourself go empty inside. And she said, it's like when you kiss me.